My friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and Turquoise Dreaming. I'm here to do a little flip through of this finished sewing pattern journal. So yeah, we're going to do that. I want to show you just real quick. Then I have a goodie bag to show you too, but goodie bundle. But this yesterday, if you saw yesterday's video, I worked on those time card journal cards. I thought they really came out cute. I really need to make some more of these. I really like the whole look of them with the simple collage and everything. And then after that video, I went ahead, because I didn't do it during the video, I did it after and took some of my little fabric scraps that I cut. I usually cut them, a lot of them I have already cut into little squares and rectangles, mostly squares, and I use my pinking shears. Anyway, I just took some of those and glued them on the top here. They're just folded over and glued, and look how cute and look how cute they turned out like that, and what a nice addition that is to the front and even the back where you're supposed to do your writing. It makes a nice little topper there. So let me just show you. I will show you at the back of all of them. You can imagine that, but I kind of did a little bit of tried to coordinate them with the colors, of course, pretty much on the card, that I in the collage here. But really so cute. When I look at them, I just love them. They're so pretty. They turned out so pretty. And so yeah, if you didn't see that video, that was yesterday. And I have one in here. There's one more, and it's in here. And then I've been working, I always like to show you kind of what I'm working on behind the scenes. So I finished off this morning sewing. Today's a weekend day, so I'm off work. I am tidying up my craft room after this project, and I'm going to make some more of these, and we're going to do it with a cover together in the next video. But or in the next video or so, I'm not sure. Tomorrow might be a crafty video, or a ephemera, or it might be a craft room organization, and I'm going to show you my organization that I did during this project to be able to keep on going and not have a big mess. But anyway, I'm finishing off the book page tags like I've been talking about. I made so many out of a couple of, really I think it was a couple of Reader's Digest, and you know how thick those are, the condensed story. They're like super thick. They're like, what are they, 1.5 inches or something, right? The thicker ones, not the skinny ones. They're like 1 inch. They're like the 1.5 inches. So I think it was like 2 of those book pages from those two of those books. So that's how many I had to use. And then can you imagine how many book tags I made from those that I've been showing you for over a year. Anyway, I worked on sewing a few of those too. These are some I sewed this morning just with a straight stitch all the way around. So I got those to put in my ephemera stash. But yeah, I have some over there stacked. I'll show you maybe if I do the craft room organization. I'll show you what I have left there to sew around. It's probably about 15, 20, something like that. So I'm almost through all the book page tags. But let's get started on this flip through. So in the progress, or actually it was just a new project, and I was showing you where I was at with this, and I went ahead and finished it up so we could go ahead and do a cover together. But here it is finished. You saw the cover made from a sewing pattern. The base is file folder. There's a little yo-yo here. I did my favorite stitching around the outside here. It's got a burgundy, the colors I'll coordinate, burgundy, and these burgundies and reds since that's what's on the cover here. Ribbon closure. You can see it's blues and reds here on the cover. This is a burgundy thread. And then here in the tassel, I've got reds and blues and whites. Lots of fibers and beads in there. Wooden beads, I think, mostly. And you see some eyelash yarn. So you got a nice fluffy tassel. It's removable. It's on a D-ring here with a lobster claw clasp. But that is also on a little binder clip. A little kind of teeny tiny mini one. So I just clipped it right here on the back cover. Speaking of the back cover, here's what the back cover looks like. I sewed all the way around the cover on the outside edge, and then you see the same rickrack and fabric. I used burgundy thread to sew a 3 pamphlet stitch. Let me undo this and show you the side view here. Lots of paper clips, or there's a few there, and I used fabric on these. There's one with a tassel here, and then I've got some trims, a couple different trims peeking out here. We've got the pom-pom that sticks out a little further than this one here, but that's a pretty nice one too, from the thrift store that I found. And then let's see what else. Oh, I've got a little kind of charm here that we made. We made these together out of key rings, or key tags. So there was a little girl on that one. I thought she was so cute, and that she would look cute on here. So that is the side view. So let's go ahead and get started on a flip through. So the inside of the covers, as you can see, or the cover, you see the same fabric that's on the outside, the rickrack, and this I did this gingham cardstock here to match this lady's shirt on the outside. So, and then a little pocket here, and in here I put a couple of really neat pieces of vintage ephemera in here, handmade ephemera, and you'll see as we go through. But here's one of the vintage pieces of ephemera I put in here. This is from a Reader's Digest, and it's you can see it's a sweepstakes flyer or whatever, and there's a year right here, grand prize deadline April 28th 1986. And so you can I was tempted to make things with this, but I thought, let me just, I had plenty of stuff to put in here already, and more than enough, so I just put it in here as something that somebody else, whoever ends up with this journal, can do what they want with it. It was already folded when I got it, and so you could cut it on the folds and make some tags, or just use this as a background and decorate on top of it, or whatever you want to do. You could even add it in as a page if you wanted to make it into a, put some washi tape or make a little hinge and add it as a page. Just whatever you want to do. But it is in there, and I think that's a really fun piece of vintage ephemera. And then this is the other tag that I was just showing you, those time card tags that I finished off with the fabric. This is one that I put in here. And so that is in that pocket. So that's the signature is one signature, and it starts off with this measuring tape cardstock here. And a little pocket. I used some of that same trim that you see here, right here on the pocket. And then in that pocket, I just had a lot of ephemera to put in here, so I think I pretty much stuffed all the pockets pretty full as I could. And then whatever wouldn't fit in whatever I didn't think would fit in the pockets, I clipped in. So you'll see that as we go through. But this is from a card that I had, a greeting card, and it was the middle part of the card, and so I made it into a journaling card. You can see the embossing on the back, but you can write back here, or if you wanted to, you could cover it with something, but it's already white, and I think it would be pretty to write, and you could even put a picture here or something and use this as a kind of a background matting page. But it's nice cardstock from a card. Score sheet from a game. Here's a couple of them. This one's from Taboo. And this is a little booklet made out of just some cardstock. This is a cardstock cover with scraps, and you see like little sewing pattern ladies there. It is sewn together with my sewing machine, and I've got a few pages in here that you can write on if you would like. And I left the strings on, but you can cut those off if you don't like the strings. And then I went through a different drawer of papers, looking for papers to put in here, because I like to have a lot of different papers, and I can't put them all in every journal, so I kind of go through different places in my craft room, and so that each journal has, usually different papers from the last one. So this is a pretty piece of stationery here, and plenty of writing room in this journal too. This is a page from one of the books I showed you in the video where I showed you that that I was starting this as a new project. So this is one of those pages. Here's wallpaper here, and on the back of the wallpaper I have, this is washi tape, and it's a measuring tape, so I glued that down there. This is a little post-it note, and I think it's so cute. It says today's top 3, and it has 3 squares, and of course there's writing room on the front and back. You can glue it down somewhere, but since it's a post-it, I just, it's temporarily on here, and you can move it around, glue it down here if you want. Just leave it like that, or put it wherever you want. You could even put some cardstock on the back and make it into a journaling card. Just ideas. This is from another stitchery book here, this page. And then here's some another paper I found in that same drawer. Some pretty, I think that was in that drawer. I brought some ledger paper too home recently, and if you saw my Thrifty Thursday last week, and a piece of that is in here. That might be this, I'm not sure, because I got some out of the drawer I was just mentioning, and I used some the paper I brought home. But it's pretty. It's got different colors on it, and then I have a journaling card attached. Oh, is it 2? 2 journaling cards attached to it. Let me get these apart. Oh, I didn't realize I had 2, but you get 2. Decorated paper clip, and here I have a little tab made out of. I have a few sewing kits put away in my sewing stash, and this was in the sewing kit. A little, piece of cardstock with some different threads on it. Anyway, I glued it down here as a tab. And there was a needle. There's not a needle in here now. That's just a piece of thread going through that keeps it together. That's how it came. But there was a needle in there, and I took the needle out so no one would get poked. So, fun page. This is some pretty scrapbook paper. And this is where that little tab or charm is attached. Key tag charm. And on the back here we have a little flip up hidden writing spot with a tuck spot. And this is tag I showed you in that video where I showed you the new project, and so this one is in here. I showed you a few of those. And then there's a little card here with its envelope, a butterfly card that you can do something with. Another sewing book page, some stitchery instructions there. This was the cover of one of the books I used, one of the stitchery books, and made it into a page. It's hinged right here or reinforced with some wallpaper. And on the back where it was plain, I added some, this is sewing pattern tissue paper, and I sewed around it. This is some more ledger. This might have been the one I brought home. I'm not sure. It's written on though, and also has pretty colors. And then a couple of little phone message pieces that you can use for writing on. You can make a writing spot on a page with those if you want to glue them down somewhere. But nice handwriting. Stitchery page here with the pom-pom trim. This is a page I definitely just brought home and showed you in my Thrifty Thursday, this yellow graph paper. I never had that before, so I was really thrilled to find it at the estate sale. Sewing book page here. A pretty piece of stationery, and on this one I put a tab that is a clothing tag, like that comes in the neck of your garment. That's what this is, that I just have a bunch of these that were sent to me in Happy Mail. And on the back of it, from that same sewing kit that I mentioned, there was a little kind of bronze or copper, colored safety pin, and I just pinned it right there. I tried to use all the parts from that little sewing kit in this journal. I thought that would be fun. So here's a little kind of cluster or collage right here. This little strip of paper was from the flap of the sewing pattern that I used to make this cover, and I had a little piece of the end of paper that's on the end of a spool. If I can get those off, I try to save them in my sewing stash. So there's one here, Coates & Clark, 15 cents, so it's a very vintage one. And then I added this little butterfly, which is three-dimensional, two-dimensional, whatever. It has wings that you can fluff up if you want. And then I added a button from that sewing kit right there. So, And this is cardstock, and on the back of it, well, this is also the center. On the back of it, it's sewn around, as you can probably see it better on here. My favorite stitch, number 17. And this is covered with sewing pattern instruction paper. From this pattern, there's the ladies that are on the front of the cover. And then here's the other piece of the flap sewing pattern flap that I used on this journal. Here's the other part I was able to salvage and put it here with a couple little punched out flowers from a paper punch I have, number 5931. And then we're on the back half now of the signature. So here's that pretty stationery and sewing measuring tape, washi tape. Here's the other vintage piece I put in here. I keep forgetting to put this in a journal, and I finally remembered it this time, and I remembered it because it matched. I remembered that the colors match this journal, this kind of pretty burgundy colored rose with it has different shades of red in there, but it also has burgundy color, so I thought, well, it'll be perfect. So it's actually, I found this at an estate sale, and it's actually I don't know if it's supposed to be a bookmark. I always thought of it as a bookmark. It has a little barcode there. And somebody gave it to somebody. I guess it's supposed to be a to from tag for a gift. Fancy one. It's got some embossing on it. But it says to from right here, and there's a little name there with the 2018. So it might not be vintage, but it looks vintage. And it's really gorgeous piece of ephemera. So, like I said, back half of the signature. Here's another journaling card held on. All the paper clips are decorated with a little piece of fabric, actually, except for that one is a tassel that I took off of something that someone gave me. Stitchery with the pom-pom. And here is the other part of that sewing kit. The cover is right here. And so it looks like a little matchbox, not a matchbox, just a little matchbook. And then you open it up, and the sewing kit was tucked down in here under the staple, so I just took that out and used it throughout, as you saw. But here is the little cover that you can use as a writing spot now. And you can glue something in here too if you want. I just left it so if somebody wanted to write in there, that'd be a fun little writing spot. And it's on this pretty ledger paper here. I didn't want to cover the number on the ledger paper, so that's why I put it right there. And then, as you can see, same papers as were in the front. This is a little envelope made from sewing instruction paper. It's a little bit delicate, so that paper's not, the thickest of papers. It's kind of thin, so I'd be careful with it so you don't rip it or anything. But I did make a little envelope out of that. And this is a faux wax stamp. I put the number 6 there, and a little girl here that looks like she might be on the cover of a sewing pattern there. I thought she was so cute. So that is just there for you to use as you wish. This is a, wallpaper pocket. And in here we have, remember, these are cardstock, remember, note paper. It's cool, it has a little measuring tape there on the side too. Lots of writing room on there. A postcard. I thought this matched the, it matched the colors nicely with the red and blue there, so that's why I put it in here. And a little score sheet. These score sheets are pretty cool. They're blue on this side and kind of a pink color on this side, so it matched this pocket with its pinks and burgundies and blues. And then here on this page I have I put this pretty plain card that I received from Maria. Here I glued it down as a tab and then left it mostly open so that something could be tucked in here. And this is one of my Polaroid pictures I made this past week or so that I showed you. These pictures are from the celebrity book. I have black and white photos of celebrities, mostly older celebrities that a lot of us maybe have never heard of or seen before, but pretty cool pictures. Very cool pictures, actually. On this side, I just have one of my envelope journal cards, so you can use this as a base for something. You can use it to write on. There's ledger paper on this side, but you can also use it as a pocket, decorate it. You can slit it open because it is an envelope, and have the inside part as a pocket, just whatever you want to do. But it is in here, clipped on. And then here's one of my file folders I recently made on video. I wanted to make some file folders out of manila folders that look like little mini file folders. So this is one I made and added a tab to show you that you could make them without the envelope punch board and just make your own tabs and add to them. So that one is in there. And this is a wallpaper page. This is a piece of the vintage measuring tape that I just brought home from the estate sale last week and showed you in my last week's Thrifty Thursday. Right there, red, went with this journal, so I used a piece of it. And then this flips open the wallpaper, so you got a nice wide page here to do something on. And here I put down in that drawer, I found some more fun paper. This looks like handmade paper. You can see the fibers in the paper, and it's kind of textured. But I glued a piece here down because that was the branding on the wallpaper. So I went ahead and glued this over that just because I thought it was fun and pretty. And all ready for somebody to do something on. The sewing, I got my tassel kind of over this page. Let me move that. There we go. Sewing page and stationery. And this is the last page. And so here we have a pocket with some of that pretty trim. And this is the tag I showed you where I think I showed you this, where I sewed some, made a ruffle here and sewed on the top of this piece that is cardstock, white on the back for writing room, but it's from the cover of a paper pad. And then this is we made this in a video when I was working on the garden journals, backed it with craft cardstock, and this front part was from that paper bag that I like so much. And it's sewn around, so that is in there. And then a couple of my homemade note papers. Just took some pages from a book that were pretty much blank and added little stickers on them and made them into kind of fun note papers instead of boring note papers. And then the back cover here. So there's our pocket, and you already saw the makings of the cover there. And in here I have this pretty, it's a 3D flower sticker from Dollar Tree that I added to this book page. It's sewn around, and so it's got a pretty tag there. Got a little ladybug on it, and this little tag I made from a greeting card. Another part of this greeting card is in here, is that card in the front with the big drawing card, and this was from that same card from the front. I couldn't use the whole front because I had some words on it that I didn't really want, but I was able to use a portion of it and punch this pretty tag out. There's really pretty flowers and the writing room on the back. So that is the journal. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I didn't share too much of the making of it on video, but a little bit. And then the next one, I'm going to show you the cover, and I'm going to show you right now the little bit of a bundle I have together here. Let's see what I put in here as I was cleaning up. I put all of the tissue and instruction paper here for you. I used a little bit of it, but not very much. So there's still a lot to craft with here. Quite a bit, actually. So that's all in there. And then I added a few other little things here. So I've got, I'll probably have to fold this in half in order to get it into whatever I put this in. And just, whenever it goes on its way to its new home. But this is a guest check that I have some of these from like an Italian restaurant. And it says grazie right here, guest check. And this little piece flips up. And this is papery, and then the back part is cardstock. So you can really cut this up. And here is actually the back part of it with this pretty green strip and a pretty Italian gondola there on the bottom. So really nice little actually big guest check that you can use as is or cut up, and since it's got 2 layers. And then I thought of that one because I was putting this one in there, the one we're used to seeing that everybody has. But this particular one is cardstock, and it's the one that's green on the front, and it also has lines on the back, so lots of writing room. A couple of vocabulary cards here, and then the scraps, I gathered up quite a few of the scraps. This is some of the measuring tape, scrapbook paper that I had, pieces I had left from that. And I saved all the little pieces here. So this is the yellow graph paper. I think these are really neat to use as writing spots or make into labels or something. These little pieces like this look like it could easily be a little label. Here's another little strip here. It's folded in half, so it's double that size. There's another piece. This is a piece of the page that I had, the cardstock with the, this is the pattern instructions. It was a strip, and if it's something like this, if you don't want it, you can throw it away. But I thought, if it were me, I could, and I have a paper punch, I could punch some papers out of there and make some little mini tags or something. There's, so many things you can do with even a little piece of paper. So, and this is a piece of the wallpaper that I had left from, all these are from this journal. This is the paper that looks like handmade paper that I put on the wallpaper over the branding, And so this side is the side I used, the plain side. On the other side, it came from an album that you're supposed to, the pages are, kind of about like that. And it had like a picture of a frame with these picture corners on it, and you're supposed to put your picture, I guess glue your picture in there, or you maybe use actual picture corners and put it in there. But anyway, this is a piece of that though it looks like handmade paper. And then a Rolodex card with lines. These tags I've been putting in each journal so you can have a tag to decorate. These I made from a blue folder. I added the reinforcement and a little ribbon. Oh, here's a red gingham scrap, a red heart scrap, and another red heart scrap, and this is another wallpaper scrap. So lots of little scraps. I didn't even put them all in here. I still have some because I'm making more journals, so I figured I could use some of the scraps too in the next journals, but I did put quite a few in here. And 3 of my strips, that I sew together. They usually have 3 pieces, and these are fun to cut up and make tabs or use as a whole as a page edge decoration or wherever you like to use them. So that is that journal. Stay tuned for the next journals, and I think it's going to be, I showed you the patterns I had pulled out, these right here, and like I said, I just picked them out randomly. I didn't pick them out for any reason at all, except that they were on top of the pile in front of the drawer where I have these stored. They were in the front. I just took them out like that. And this one I think I might want to do next. It's got a lot of yellows in it, so this one was a lot of red and blue, so I thought it would be fun to do another color and kind of coordinate with the colors on the front of this, yellows and whites, and kind of, it might be, I would think it would be quite springy. So, and these little ladies look like they have flowers or almost a mid-century modern starburst on their clothes. And I looked at the, through my camera because it was so small, where this, oh, maybe it wasn't this one. Okay. I'm going to have to look at this one. I looked at, well, I don't know which one I looked at now because this one's different. Anyway, I'll have to look at before the next video, before we take this apart, in case it's cut off, I'll look here and see if there's a copyright. I would think it would be in this small print right here, and if I can remember, I'll look at it with my phone so I can see it, because that's your phone, your camera acts as a nice magnifying glass when you need to look at something like that. So, because I can't see it even with I have my glasses on right now, I still can't see it. It's just very, very tiny writing there. Like, I don't know who's supposed to be able to read that. Maybe I could read it when I was 20, 25. Because I never wore glasses before, I had to wear reading glasses now. But Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.